There, fixed my hair. That's better. How are you? I find myself in this forest. Um, I I appear to have stepped in some nettles because my leg is stinging quite badly right now. There's also an abundance of thorns here. You're in the shower with a Glad bag wrapped over your phone. Well, Jessica, that is very impressive. You could have just chosen to shower later. Hello, Toledo, for you, Trinity. Well, guys, Gishwhes is underway. We have deleted several items because people said that they were dangerous or illegal or impossible. Like, oh, whatever. That's just how it goes. But things seem to be going very well with Gishwhes. Ouch! I wish I was on a path. That would make this so much easier. So, I want to hear your stories. What's going on with Gishwhes, everyone? How are you enjoying it? What's suffering? I'm going to sit on this. See, this is my seat. A mossy seat in a shady glen. Tell me about it. What's going on? For those of you who aren't participating in Gishwhes, just, let's be careful, someone says. Well, they are, after all, simply wooded chaparral. Hi, we're having tons of fun. How do we turn the photos into URLs? I keep the photos on my phone, says Jenna. Well, Jenna, follow the instructions would be my tip for you. Hi, so much corn, Kristen says, fills my nightmares. There's a corn-related, for those of you who don't know, there's a corn-related item in this year's scavenger hunt. And I know what you mean. Anything that you do that you spend a lot of time during a given day on, that you really immerse yourself in on a given day, has a high likelihood of working its way into your dreams and or nightmares. I used to, when I was like 14, I had a little bit of a problem with Super Mario Brothers on Nintendo. I didn't have a TV at the time, but I had a friend. When I went over to his house, he had Super Mario Brothers. And so we would have slumber parties during which we would just play Super Mario Brothers for 12 or 14 hours straight. And then I would go to sleep and I would see the little bouncing mushrooms and lose my mind, and I would dream Super Mario Brothers, and that's bad news. And so I'm sorry if you're having that kind of experience with corn because of Gishwhes. What am I doing? Asks Esther. Great question. Just walking in the woods and live streaming. Tammy says I never see her comments. Tammy, that's actually not true. I often see your comments. I've just waited until now to mention that because I was so nervous and I didn't really know what the right thing to say was. Charlotte is a first-time Gisher. She says she's loving it, and she says thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Marin says a lot of people are have been having some bad times and they needed this. That's good. Chelsea says next year's needs to be more embarrassing items. Oh my God, what a gross oversight. Are there not humiliating things enough on this list? All right, well, I will try to amend that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Hannah says she has used 50 bags of tea. That could be a dangerous amount of caffeine. Shauna says, what is Gishwhes? Gishwhes is kind of a weird cult, Shauna. Abby says, I don't see her comments. Abby, that's not true. In fact, I've posted, transcribed and posted several of your comments on my children's bedroom wall. Anisha says, I can't read what she said because it scrolled by too quickly. Carol says, to entiendo nada más tu amando muito eso. Couldn't agree more. Hearty to you too. Heart, double heart. Scott wants to know when and how do we submit our items. Scott, there are instructions. Follow them. Isabel says, Gishwhes has been fun. I'm a first timer. Only a couple people have decided to actually... shoop, I lost you again. Your comment was too long. Tasha says, first timer, loving every bit of the weirdness. Weirdness? I take offense at that. Sorry, I just got a quick phone call there. You'll have to bear with me. Tegan says artichokes. Heart. Oh, that's true. Yeah. I hope you have found a good alternate use for artichokes for this year's hunt. Grace wants to know, Grace, only you and I know what your question is, but let me tell you, I'm not going to answer that question in front of everybody because I don't want to make everyone else feel jealous. Alexis has to go do her Gishwhes item. People are leaving. Yes, don't let them wander off on you. You need to tend to that immediately. Presley says, my second year, and it's just amazing, really helping with my anxiety and depression. That's awesome to hear, Presley, and thank you so much for sharing that. That's so cool to hear. Love that. It is so gratifying to hear comments like that. This whole game started as a lark, and it's really lovely to see these unintended benefits coming from it. Isabel says, find a rock. You know what, Isabella? Really insightful comment. I need a rock because this narrow, ouch, thing that I'm on right now has these little knobs, these little wooden knobs, that are basically like getting a proctology exam sitting on that thing. So I do need to find a rock to sit on or something a little more comfortable, because it is starting to hurt. Anyway, I'm going back to the proctology exam. Carolina says it is her first year. Even her 3-year-old son is helping you. That is a violation of child labor laws. Shelly wants to know, Shelly wants me to tell her kids that the dynamite and Ellipus are okay. For those of you who have missed it, every year Gishwhes has a mascot. It's a hybrid species, and we have published cartoons showing what has happened to the last year's dynamite or Ellipus. And typically what happens is each hybrid animal meets with some sort of tragic demise, and then the next year's hybrid species takes over. And my kids watch the little videos, and they find them delightful. But I recently told both of my children that in fact the fog rat, which is half bird, half rat, the wooster, which is half rooster, half wolf, the Ellipus, which is an elephant, and a octopus. The slangaroo, which is half seal, half kangaroo. That they're all real. That these are all real animals. Actually, no, to make my story seem more compelling, I explained to them that, in fact, the Ellipus is fictitious, but all the other ones are real. Ow! Anyway, they're pretty suddenly horrified because those films took on new meaning, knowing that those poor animals had met with a real life demise. But I will help you out and tell you that in fact we have been in touch with all of the mascots, and they are all doing well. They've all recovered from their past injuries. The wooster is now out of rehab and working in a construction crew and apparently doing very well. And he's even playing banjo in a little bluegrass band, just sent me an audio file of a new song that they're doing together. So yeah, you can tell your kids, Carolina, that the mascots are doing great. That was exhausting getting out of that thicket. Emily says her team is gishing too. Can somebody tell me how long I've been on this live stream? I don't see a timer here in I think my family might be waiting for me. Leslie named her cat after me. That is weird. Jordan says, I wore this shirt at the photo op in Houston. Well, Jordan, I'll have you know that I wear this shirt all the time. I wear the same clothes over and over again because I'm a combination of lazy and cheap. Nicole says I've been on for 10 minutes. Thanks for answering my question. All right, guys. Yeah, I did tell the family that I'd be back in 5 minutes, so I should probably be true to my word. Okay. Rock on, Gishers. I might try to carry this on a little bit later after I put the kids to sleep. We'll see. All right. Miss you, buckets. Bye. Actually, I lied. I don't know how to hang up. Okay. I lied. My kids are playing, and I didn't lie. I was just... I was being too good of a parent. My kids actually tried... I don't get criticized for that very often. My kids are busy playing, so I have another few minutes here to finish answering any questions. Well, not answering per se, but discussing your questions. So, what have you got, guys? Amanda, what item... Let's see if you and I can just have a conversation, Amanda. You said that you are in Florida and you just completed an item. What item did you complete? Do you want to tell me? I'm waiting for Amanda to respond. Oh my God. Adriana says hello from Poland. Hi, Adriana. I'm still waiting for Amanda, though. Alyssa says she's supposed to be doing dishes, but she's watching me instead. That feels like a very mild infraction, and it seems like what you're giving up is not that great. So I'm not that impressed. Amanda, what happened to you? Where are you? Hi, Bree. Hi, Joey. Hey, Toby. All right, Amanda. I don't know. Feels like you're playing hard to get now. It's really hard to have a conversation in this context. Kimberly says, I'm supposed to be watching my kids, but I'm watching you instead. That seems like a bigger sacrifice than not washing the dishes. Who is that behind me? Well, behind me appears to be a giant block of concrete. There's Ashley. I'm binge watching Supernatural. Amanda, I've lost you here. You're ignoring your BFF for me? Okay, so anyone else want to talk about Gishwhes? No? Here I was. I came all the way back here. There we go. Sadie says, I'm reading Harry Potter instead of going to do my Gishwhes item. Shame on you. That is an inexcusable infraction. Wow, this is bright. I can't really see. There, that's better. If I just block out the sun. Hi, Maddie. I do see your comments. Octus says Gishwhes is hard. Yeah, I know. I designed it that way. I accidentally stole your name, and now everyone calls me Misha. You're welcome. Carly, what was your first item? And congratulations. Juliana says she can't sign into Gishwhes. Send an email to support if that's the case. Do you have did you already register? Amanda just abandoned me. What the hell? Wait. Alright. Carol successfully harassed her MP. That I like to hear. Lily, I know you're doing your best. What time is it here? 6:15. A lot of these comments are things that I don't really have anything to respond to. Yeah, I was just finishing telling you guys that my children think that the mascots are real because I told them that they were real. So I guess that's not a big surprise. If you lie to your children, they will believe you because they look up to you and they respect you. So that's just more an abuse of power than anything. But not only do they believe it, but they then go to school and they tell the other kids that these animals are real. And when those other kids tell them that they're wrong or that they're ridiculous or whatever, they vehemently defend themselves because they know it came from a trusted and reliable source, their dad. This is something that will later cause some trauma for them, I think, now that I'm playing it out in the long term. Teresa says her Gishwhes team is doing amazing things. Someone is complaining the list is too short. You feel cheated? There's 177 things. How the hell are you going to do them all? Sherry, if none of our team is in a city, can we get a friend in that city to do our bidding? Yes is the answer. You can do it on a few items for each Gishwhes. You just can't outsource a big chunk of your list. Connie says, how would I join Gishwhes when I'm shipping into the military? We've actually had a lot of enlisted service men and women participate in Gishwhes in the past, but you're gonna have to wait until next year because it's already underway now. Yes, Maureen's daughter is making a sign to sell bottled air. I love it. Look at this contribution that we're making to the economy, guys. Mazel tov. I'm supposed to be eating, but I'm hiding and watching you instead. Are you under the table when you're typing that? Oh, Caroline says her teammate traumatized her son by covering the wall of his bedroom with photos of her nose. That would freak me out. See, you don't really play these things out when you're writing the items. That would freak me out. If I were a 9-year-old and all of a sudden I woke up one morning to find my mother's nose in macro photography printed all over my bedroom wall, that would freak me out. And I'd probably call family services and try to get myself into foster care at that point. What item am I most looking forward to seeing submissions of? I really want to see what, if anything, people manage to get sent into space. That is something I'm excited about, but I'm actually looking forward to a lot of these different items. We have a couple of items coming down the pipe that we haven't even published yet that I'm excited about. One of which is probably going to be the best item of the year, in my humble opinion. Dustin wants me to give you all an affirmation right now. You are good enough, you're smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like you. But you're probably pretty tired and you probably want to give up, and you shouldn't. See, I took an old standard and I added something new to it. So it was sort of like a sample. It was an updated version of an old affirmation. Can you melt chocolate for the Goya painting? Yeah, I don't see why not. Thank you for asking. Let's see. Crystal, you're welcome for that affirmation. Marion says Jensen is probably watching this and he will start calling me. No, if Jensen was watching this, he would have called me already. Your 3-year-old just saw me and said, "Hi, Cass. Hi, coordinate to your son, Eli. Hi, Eli. Hi. Hi, Eli." There, is that more Cass-like? Cass now has sunglasses, Eli. Hello, Eli. Lauren, I'm going to just say the odds are slim, very slim. Annie wants to know where the name Misha came from. I don't really see how that pertains to Gishwhes, Annie. But I can tell you that my mother had a boyfriend when she was in college whom she thought was named Misha. He was Russian. His real name was Dmitry, but he had the nickname Mitya, which is a diminutive of the name Dmitry. So she named me Dmitry and called me Misha, thinking that Misha was the nickname for Dmitry, which it is not. So I have the wrong nickname. My real name is Dmitry, my nickname is Misha. And it really is extremely confusing to a lot of Russians. Don wants to know, do your kids consider you a fun dad? If by fun dad, Don, you mean a scary person who lies to them, then yes. Kaylee Curtis wants to know, I just want to know, what is Gishwhes? What Gishwish is, Misha? Well, Kaylee, I'm gonna have to ask you to Google it or something. I don't have the emotional or intellectual stamina to explain it to you right now. Melissa says, how upset is Shatner right now? Well, I'm gonna finish off right now, you guys, by telling you a little bit. What does anybody know what time it is? I told my kids I'd be back in 10 minutes, and I don't know what time it is. Can someone tell me what time it is? In the meantime, I'm going to tell you, Shatner, William Shatner, he has been an avid Gishwhes participant for the last couple of years. He tried really hard to win, and his team was a close runner-up both years. But he had other commitments and was unable to participate this year. So I put an item in the hunt that said William Shatner made a bad mistake. He decided not to participate in Gishwhes this year. So send him postcards of you having a lot of fun doing Gishwhes. And if you don't have his address, I'm sure you can hit him up for it on Twitter. I'm sure he'll give it to you. And then if you go to Shatner's Twitter homepage, he changed the background on his Twitter homepage. I think he may have won this round. It says there's a picture of a postcard, and it says William Shatner, and there's an address under it. And I think the idea is you're supposed to see that and think, this is the mailing address for William Shatner. Unfortunately, it is not the mailing address for William Shatner. It's my mailing address. So he has really kind of screwed me over big time. Once again. That guy he's wily and sinister. I don't know what to do about it. Anyways, can somebody tell me what time it is, please? I can't see a clock on my phone right now, and I'm afraid if I navigate away, I'll lose you. Guys, it's like the crowdsourcing, the time shouldn't be this difficult. What time is it? Nobody will tell me? 6:25. Oh yeah, I am late. All right, thank you for telling me that. Jared, you're the best. Guys, I'm gonna run. Have an awesome Gishwhes. I'm gonna post a new item very shortly for tomorrow. The item that is going to transpire in San Francisco tomorrow should be fantastic. I would strongly urge you to participate, and if your team doesn't have a San Francisco member, you can find us an SF surrogate to go in your team's place and still get credit for that item. Miss you all. Love you buckets. And I will see you on the flip side. I'm going to be checking in periodically throughout the rest of the hunt, so your patience and perseverance are going to pay off. I'm gonna sign off now. Bye.